Welcome in to another edition of Before the Whistle on the SDH Network, presented by Kaiser Permanente. I'm Jason Longshore. Let's get ready for the United States men's national team facing off with Jamaica. Second leg of the Concacaf Nations League quarterfinal series. It's tonight. Kickoff just after 8 o'clock in St. Louis. We'll let you know how you can watch on a multitude of different platforms. You're also going to get some pregame audio from Mauricio Pochettino, from Tim Weah, from Weston McKennie, and from Antonee Robinson. But let's set the scene a little bit. 1-0 win in leg one down in Kingston last week. Ricardo Pepi's early goal held up. Matt Turner with a big penalty save. The winner of this series will move on to the semifinal, which will be on March 20th next year in Los Angeles. Also, the winner of this quarterfinal will book their spot for the CONCACAF Gold Cup next summer. Won't have to go through any further qualification for that tournament, June, July, all over the U.S. and Canada. So let's hear from Weston McKennie and Antonee Robinson ahead of this match. McKennie spoke about the statement that the team made down in Jamaica, and Robinson looked ahead to what challenges Jamaica could present in leg two.
We knew it was going to be tough conditions. We knew what type of team Jamaica is and how we want to play. I think what was most important was just to show the type of grittiness and mentality coming off of the loss in Mexico. Mexico, I feel like they might have showed a little bit more, savviness and hunger in that way. But I think, against Jamaica, as you saw, when one person got into a little scuffle, the whole team was there. When players got knocked down, other players started getting knocked down from their side as well. So I think that was the important message to take away.
I think we, obviously we're going into the game expecting to up the performance level. Getting a win away from home, it's something that recently we've not been very good at doing. So whether it was a pretty game or not, I think we were happy with the levels and the energy we put in, and mainly just getting the result, whatever it took. So going into this game, hopefully conditions are a little bit better for us to try and really show our football and quality and put an even better performance on.
Squad updates on Before the Whistle as we get ready for the U.S. men's national team facing Jamaica. No Johnny Cardoso for the USMNT tonight. Hamstring issue. He has gone back to club. He will miss this game. Tim Weah is back from suspension. He got a 2-game suspension for the red card in Copa America against Panama. Brendan Aronson also back. Skipped the trip to Jamaica due to flu-like symptoms. Tim Weah spoke to the media, and he was asked about Mauricio Pochettino and what him and his staff have done in the camps thus far. Here's Tim Weah speaking about his new coaching staff.
It's been great. I mean, Poch is a coach that loves to play football, loves to give his players freedom, and I think being the player that I am, I'm just going to excel under him, and I'm super excited to get the opportunity to work under him as a player now. Because when he was at PSG, I was definitely jealous because I wanted to be there as well. But I think the group loves him. He's a lovable guy. The coaching staff is amazing, and we're just looking super positive right now, and hopefully going in the right path.
Let's bounce over to the Jamaican side of things. It's been nearly 10 years since Jamaica beat the U.S. men's national team in a competitive match. That's one that I've tried to block out. It was at the Georgia Dome in the Gold Cup in 2015. Steve McLaren, winger Leon Bailey, they spoke to the media in Jamaica ahead of the trip to St. Louis, and they said, look, the team's got to be strong in their belief that they can get this done, and they should be, because this is a Jamaican team that on the road under Steve McLaren and under previous leadership has been very good. The 2 wins for Steve McLaren since taking over the team in July have been on the road at Honduras and at Nicaragua. Also, under previous leadership, in this very competition at this very stage, Jamaica went to Canada and got the job done last time around. This squad for Jamaica, though, is missing quite a few people. They're once again going to be without Mikhail Antonio. They're going to be without Ethan Pennock. They're going to be without Bobby Reed. They're going to be without Corey, or they do get Corey Bennett back. They get Ravel Morrison into the group. We'll talk about him in a second. They'll be missing Kaheem Dixon, and they'll be missing Mason Holgate. So Morrison has joined a third division team in the United Arab Emirates. He's been playing well. It is a level that I can't say that I know anything about, but McLaren gives him the call up to add that little extra level of creativity to the group. He's a player that he has known for a while as well, wanted to get him into a squad that he was playing and playing well, and he's been doing that, even if you can question the level. The wingers for Jamaica are their strength, and Leon Bailey is going to be a big part of that. They gave the U.S. some problems in game one. Mauricio Pochettino was asked about that and what he will do in game two to better deal with Jamaica's strength out wide. Here's Pochettino.
We analyzed the game and we were talking about that. Now we have better information. We are going to try to design a strategy tomorrow and the game plan to try to avoid this problem that they create. You are going to face a very good player, but in the same time, it's how we are going to attack them, how we are going to dominate, how we are going to play in possession, and then how we are going to be in vigilance to try to avoid some problem that we had, because of course that when we were in possession, I think we forget a little bit that to be focused and concentrate in the vigilance in the moment that we lose the ball. We always allowed to contact these two players, Gray and Bailey. And that is a thing that we need to improve tomorrow. We were working, hope that we can do. But I can show, and Anthony, they have the capacity that for different positions to arrive also to an offensive position, to cross or to create chances. But also if they are in a good position, in a defensive phase, because they are very good in a physical way, is to defend and be aggressive. It's only to find the balance and the right position and the right animation to help them to be good when we have the ball and also be good when we don't have the ball.
It all comes down to this in the Concacaf Nations League quarterfinal, second leg tonight, live from St. Louis. Kickoff set for just after 8 o'clock this evening. You can watch the game in the U.S. on a variety of platforms in both English and Spanish. I'm going to run them off for you. I'm sure you've got these somewhere on a cable package, on a streaming package. You can sign up for a streaming package. You can find it one way or another on TNT, on Universo, on True TV, on Peacock, on Max, on Telemundo Deportes en Vivo, on Watch TNT, and on Universo now. Hopefully, one of those will work for you. I'll be watching on the Max app, maybe on TNT. I don't know. It might flip back and forth. Who knows? I could get crazy. I could go over to the Spanish side as well. One more thing here on Before the Whistle, and big thank you to US Soccer and Veritone for providing these audio and video clips to the media. Mauricio Pochettino talked about Major League Soccer in his last media availability, and I know some folks are already getting riled up because it's national team's not supposed to talk positively about MLS. Well, Pochettino did, so there might be some consternation about that. He gave a story, and I'll share the clip with you, about players trying to be in a position to get more time with the national team. And I think Pochettino has been very clear in wanting players to be playing and playing well at club level, wherever that might be. And he says, look, if MLS is good enough for the GOAT, who is not missing any time with his national team, it can be good enough for you. Here's Mauricio Pochettino speaking on Major League Soccer.
Some player asked me about if the MLS is a good platform for them to compete, and is it for me or for us? We are going to also to pay attention. I said, and I want to translate in a public way, that for me is not if play in UK, in the Premier League, or play in La Liga in Spain, or play in Argentina or in Mexico, or in the MLS. For me, like I say to some player, look, in the MLS is one player that is the best, that is Lionel Messi, no? He's the best player in the world, and he's playing here. And it's going or not to the national team with Argentina, he's the captain. And if you play, and this guy play, maybe are not playing in another country or in another club, and came and have the possibility to play in the MLS, and they perform well and score goals or save goals, or they are very good in doing tackles because are defensive player, for me, I'm going to be happy to have most of them playing here in the MLS, because I think after to know the MLS is not easy to play here. It's very physicality. Hugo Lloris, that was our player in Tottenham for a long time, say Gafa is very competitive. The league, they have very good discipline. They train very well, and why not? For me, are going to have the same possibility playing in MLS that playing in the Premier League or in La Liga or in Belgium, in France. That is important that they need to know in private, but also they need to know in public. But also the player that will be involved in January, they need to know that they performs and they convince us and they show their quality. They are going to have the possibility to join us on the national team.
Final bit of Before the Whistle on the SDH Network, presented by Kaiser Permanente. Make sure you check out wherever you get your Soccer Down Here podcasts. Bart Keeler of the Soccer for Us podcast spoke on SDH AM this morning, gave what he would like to see in a lineup tonight. He's also shared it on the Soccer for Us social media channels. Turner in goal, backline left to right, Robinson, McKenzie, Richards, Scally, midfield trio, Tessman, McKennie, Musa, and front three, Pulisic and Weah on the flanks, Pepe up top. What do you think? You can share it in the comments. You can also make sure you are tweeting or blue skying or Facebooking or maybe Instagramming, I don't know, at Soccer for Us, wherever you are on your social media platforms. Thank you for checking out Before the Whistle. We'll have an After the Whistle after the match, US Jamaica tonight, 8 o'clock. Wherever you watch the US soccer in English or Spanish, you can watch this one tonight, and we'll be back to talk about it later.